네, 메간 선생님 오늘은 누구의 이야기를 들어볼까요?
So today we have a story sent to us from Ben Grady from England.
That's right. It's great that you remember his last
His last name, right?
네, 벤 씨가 어떤 어렸을 때 기억을 가지고 있는지 영국 런던의 어떤 공원을 거닐면서 이야기를 해줄 텐데요. 한번 불러볼까요?
Ben 씨,
나와주세요.
When I try to think back to what my earliest ever memory was, I find it very difficult to pinpoint an exact memory. However, there are definitely a few very distinct memories that spring to mind. Firstly, there was a time when I burst my lip while I was playing football in primary school. I must have been about 7 years old, and my friend sat on my head, basically. That was a lovely experience. There was also another time when I was first learning to ride a bike, and I was at my friend's house in his backyard, and his mother was holding onto the handlebars for me while I pedaled around the garden. Other than that, there are definitely other memories that I have, but they are normally triggered when I look back at old photos.
So I noticed in the background that he's not at a park.
That's right. I said it was going to be a park,
Right.
but next to the park.
Next to the park, right? So he was just
네.
walking along the street.
네,
right?
그래서 골목 좀 돌아다니면서 이야기를 하기 때문에 뒤에 건물들도 좀 볼 수가 있었어요. 좀 더 여유가 생기면 처음에는 이제 이해하려고 노력하다가 두 번째, 세 번째 보여드릴 때는 좀 경치도 보이겠죠?
Yeah.
자, 그럼 한 줄 한 줄 공부를 시작해 보겠습니다.
Okay, so let's look at the first sentence, which is, when I try to think back to what my earliest ever memory was, when I try to think back to what my earliest ever memory was,
제가 가장 어렸을 때 기억이 무엇이었는지 떠올려 보려고 하면이란 뜻인데 when I try, 노력하면 think 하면은 이제 생각하는 건데 think back, 재밌죠?
yeah.
Think
When
back.
you think back at something, you're reflecting on it or thinking about something that happened in the past.
맞아요. 과거에 일어났던 이야기를 하기 때문에 think back. 뭐 예를 들어서 고등학교 다닐 때라고 할 때 in my high school days라고 해도 되지만 그냥 back in high school.
Yeah. Anything that's in the past can be in the back.
그렇죠.
Or back when I was a teacher.
맞아요.
Back when I used to eat ice cream.
네.
Anything you did before in the past.
맞습니다. in과 이제 어떤 연도 이야기를 하면서 back in 뭐뭐뭐 1995 이렇게 말할 수도 있겠고 back when 내가 했을 때도
I was just going to say, back when I lived in America, I blah blah blah.
맞아요.
Right?
메간 선생님 경우에는 제가 미국에 살았었을 때라고 말하고 싶을 때 back when I가 되는데 여기서도 그 느낌이 그대로 전달이 돼서 think back to 그 시절로 돌아가는 거니까 이제 back to라고 했습니다. What my earliest memory was라고 말을 하려다가 earliest ever로 강조를 해준 거죠.
Yeah, he's just putting emphasis on the fact that it's his first memories he can think of.
예, 그래서 그냥 the first라고 말해도 첫 번째가 됩니다. 그런데 the first ever라고 굳이 강조하는 경우도 많이 볼 수 있어요. Yeah, so Megan is the first person ever to eat 5 kilos of ice cream in one day.
Wow,
이렇게.
that's a lot.
I'm sure somebody has done it before.
I'm pretty sure there's a bigger record than that.
네. 자, 그럼 이 문장은 그런 뜻이었고요. 다음 문장 볼까요?
Okay, so the next sentence, first we have to take a look at the clip, so let's watch.
I find it very difficult to pinpoint an exact memory. I find it very difficult to pinpoint an exact memory.
네, 뭐라고 했죠?
Okay, so he said, I find it very difficult to pinpoint an exact memory.
네, 이 부분에서는 비교적 쉽게 들렸는데 exact가요. 앞에 있는 이가 좀 약하게 발음되는 경우가 종종 있어요.
It sounded more like exact. Exact memory.
네, 게다가 exact 하면은 the exact, the랑 연음될 때도 있고 unexact, unexact 이렇게
Exact.
앞에 네, un 하고 또 연음이 될 때도 있어서 exact 우리가 알고 있는 exact 정확하게 딱 그렇게만 들리는 경우는 별로 없어요.
Yeah, even when we say stuff like exactly, we don't really pronounce the E that much.
네.
Just like exactly.
맞아요. 게다가 e도 앞에 발음을 안 하고
Yeah.
t도 발음을 안 해요.
Yeah.
exactly가 맞는데
Exactly,
exactly처럼 발음하는 사람 많죠.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
Exactly.
exactly.
Okay.
그래서 I find it very difficult to pinpoint an exact memory. 오늘 핵심 문장 구조였죠. 정확한 기억을 하나 콕 이렇게 집어서 말을 하는 것이 어렵더라고요 라는 말입니다.
Okay, why don't we take a look at that 2 more times?
I find it very difficult to pinpoint an exact memory. I find it very difficult to pinpoint an exact memory.
However, there are definitely a few very distinct memories that spring to mind. However, there are definitely a few very distinct memories that spring to mind.
네, 좋은 표현들 많이 보이죠? 그런데 however는 영국에서 더 많이 쓰는 것 같아요, 미국보다.
Yes. However, we do use it pretty often these days,
맞아요.
I think.
미국에서도 점점 그 사용 빈도가 높아져 가고 있고요. 영국에서는 원래 높았고, however, but there are definitely 분명히 a few very distinct memories. distinct라는 것은 구분이 딱 되어 있는 거죠.
Right. So they are exact memories that stick out.
맞아요.
Right.
만약 차이점이 A와 B 사이의 차이점이 있는데 그렇게 차이점이 크지 않으면 distinct하지 않겠죠.
Right. They're not distinct because they're similar. But if one has something that sticks out to you, if this one's bright red or something, oh, it has a very distinct color.
네,
Right.
확실히 구별이 되는 이란 뜻입니다. distinct. 그래서 distinguish 하기 쉬운 거죠. 구별하기 쉬운 거죠. Memories that spring to mind. 보통은 come to mind라고 하는데 spring은 튀어오르는 거예요.
Yeah, so it like jumps to mind, comes to mind, springs to mind. They're all words you can use.
그렇죠. Like a spring.
Yeah, it just pops up.
맞아요.
Right?
갑자기 딱 떠오르는 그 분명한 very distinct. 그래, 이거야. 이거 이런 기억들이 있긴 있어요. The first one is
Firstly, there was a time when I burst my lip. Firstly, there was a time when I burst my lip.
첫 번째로 there was the time when 그때가 있었어요. When I burst my lip. 어렸을 때 이제 입술이 처음 터져 보면 기억에 남을 수 있겠죠.
Of course, because I'm sure it hurts.
Yeah.
Have you ever burst your lip?
many times. Too
Really?
many times. Yeah,
I've never
I would.
busted my lip.
Really? 진짜요? 저는 뭐 넘어지거나 어디서 떨어지거나 하면서 많이 다쳤는데 입술을 그 첫 번째 이제 입술 burst his lip. burst는 폭발,
Yeah.
터지는 거죠.
Right, so when you hit it so hard, it kind of splits a little bit.
Yes.
Oh,
And you bleed a little bit
Yeah.
or a lot. 그 기억이 있대요. And when was that?
while I was playing football in primary school. While I was playing football in primary school.
네, 초등학교 때 축구를 하다가요라고 했습니다.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
When he said football, when he was saying the story, all I could picture in my head was like, you know, American football. And then I remember, oh, he's from England. It's soccer.
맞아요. 미식 축구를 미국에서는 풋볼이라고 하고 그걸 좀 구분을 헷갈리지 않게 하기 위해서 American football이라고
Yeah.
굳이 말을 해주고 우리가 흔히 축구라고 하는 공을 발로 차는 거는 미국에서는 soccer,
Soccer.
미국에서는
Football.
예. 그래서 영국 사람들이 흔히 놀리는 게 풋볼인데 왜 미국 친구 너희들은 풋으로 발로 공을 안 차느냐.
I have no idea. I don't know about these things.
네. 그래서 다시 한번 정리하자면 미국에서는 사커라고 하는 거를 영국에서는 안 쓰고요. 그냥 풋볼이라고
Football.
합니다.
Right.
So in primary school, 초등학교, elementary school, it's the same thing.
All right, and next one he says, I must have been about 7 years old, and my friend sat on my head, basically. I must have been about 7 years old, and my friend sat on my head, basically.
7살 때쯤 됐었던 것 같은데 I must have been 뭐 100%까지는 아닌데
Right.
아마 그때일 거예요.
Yeah, I probably was,
Yes.
right? I probably was, you know, I must have been about 7.
맞아요. 물론 이 기억은 핀포인트 할 수 있지만 그것은 1990 몇 년 몇 월 며칠이었습니다. 지금 기억이 안 나니까 I must have been about 7 years old and my friend sat on my head. 머리를 또는 얼굴을 깔고 앉은
Wow.
거죠. Basically. 뒤에 basically가 붙은 이유는 사실 축구하다가
Right.
나 너의 머리 위에 앉을 거야 하고 딱 앉는 건 아니잖아요.
Right, it's because they were trying to kick the ball and maybe they fell on each other, right? So he sat on his head, but not intentionally.
그렇죠.
It was an accident.
네, it was an accident. 실수로 우연히 사고로 그렇게 된 건데 이제 basically가 붙으면서 머리를 깔고 앉은 거나 다름없다.
Right.
이런 말이 되는 거죠.
And we use it also to kind of summarize.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't want to explain, we
그렇죠.
were running and then I tripped and fell and then this is what happened basically, right?
맞아요.
If you just summarize something and say basically everyone, they understand, okay, this is around what happened.
맞습니다. 요약하는 느낌도
Yeah.
확실히 있고요. 다음 문장.
That was a lovely experience. That was a lovely experience.
네, 이게 이제 영어에서 더 많이 볼 수 있는 좀 반어법인데
Yeah.
신나는 경험이었죠 라고 말을 하면서 That was a lovely experience.
Oh, yeah.
단어는 lovely라고 했지만 Of course it wasn't lovely at all.
No. We like to be very sarcastic in English, no matter what country you're from, I noticed.
I see.
We have a lot more sarcasm, so we're like, it was great. It was so lovely.
Yes.
But actually, it was bad.
Yeah, I think you're very interesting. 이렇게
Yeah.
말할 때에도
Yeah.
interesting 정말 흥미롭다는 얘기가 아니죠.
Right, that means you didn't like it.
Yeah, or you don't
that
understand.
was interesting. You don't understand, you don't like it. It was bad, what are you doing?
네.
No, basically.
네, 맞아요. 그래서 신나는 경험이라고 lovely, 사랑스러운 경험이라고 했지만 그게 아니고 다쳤으니까 끔찍했겠죠. horrible experience라고 말을 하는 걸 반대로 말했습니다.
And the next sentence, we also have to take a look at the clip, so let's watch.
There was also another time when I was first learning to ride a bike. There was also another time when I was first learning to ride a bike.
Okay, so why don't we just take a look right at it and I'll read it for you.
오케이.
There was also another time when I was first learning to ride a bike.
네, 여러분 단어 하나하나 다 구분해서 들으셨나요?
Yeah.
처음에 들었을 때 이 oh so가 그냥 oh so처럼도 들릴 수 있어요. oh
That's
so.
true.
예.
Also.
네.
Also.
그리고 한국에서 영어 배우시는 분들이 많이 하는 발음 실수 하나 소개하자면
Okay.
ALL 하면 전체 전부란 뜻이잖아요.
All.
이게 이제 우리말로 표기를 하자면 all이 되거나
All, right.
좀 달라지죠.
Right, it's very different.
네. ALL은 all로 가는 반면 또 ALSO는 또 발음을 어떻게 많이 하는 걸 봤냐면 also. People often say also.
Also?
But it's not also. It's
Right, it's also.
also.
Your mouth is open, you're like, ah.
맞아요.
Also.
네.
All. Also.
어도 아니고 오도 아닌 그 중간에 애매모호한 발음이 있어요. 한국어에 없는 also 이렇게 벤 씨도 발음을 했어요. 또 한 번은 there was also another time 또 한 번 뭐가 있었냐면 when I was first learning to ride a bike. 자전거 타는 법을 처음으로 배울 때가 있었다고 합니다. We all, of course, had that first time when we learned
Right.
how to ride a bike.
Reading this suddenly made me think back to when I learned to ride a bike
아, 그래요?
with my father.
I see.
Yeah.
I still remember trying to ride a bike for the first time
Really?
when I was 20 years old. 네, 저는 굉장히 늦게.
20?
Yes,
I was 6.
6.
20.
저는 그 보조바퀴 있는 거는 항상 어렸을 때 탔었는데 없는 거는 처음 20살 때 타봤던 기억이 아직도 있어요.
Wow.
I was on a trip and all my friends rented bikes
And you were
and
like,
they left.
I'm going to learn.
I had to follow them. So
Right.
I learned on that day.
Nice.
자, 그럼 이것도 확인해 보겠습니다.
There was also another time when I was first learning to ride a bike. There was also another time when I was first learning to ride a bike.
And where did he learn to ride a bike? And I was at my friend's house in his backyard. And I was at my friend's house in his backyard.
네, 어렵지 않은 문장이죠. I was at my friend's house. 뭐 in이라고 해도 되지만 꼭 그 건물 안에 들어가 있는 것이 아니기 때문에
Right. Just at, in that area.
네, 그 위치를 그냥 나타낼 때 at이라고 하죠. At my friend's house in his backyard. 특히 이제 in his house가 아니네요.
Right.
Not in the building, right? Outside.
Right, outside in the backyard.
네, 친구 집 놀러 가서 뒷뜰에 있었어요. 다음 문장.
And his mother was holding onto the handlebars for me while I pedaled around the garden. And his mother was holding onto the handlebars for me while I pedaled around the garden.
네, 그리고 친구 어머니가 제가 정원 안을 자전거로 pedaled around the garden. pedal이라고 하면 자전거의 페달이잖아요.
Yeah.
돌아다니는 동안에 holding onto the handlebars for me. 제가 넘어지지 않게끔 잡아주셨던
Right.
기억이 납니다.
Ah,
Lovely.
so lovely.
Yes.
But in the real way this time.
Yes.
And so now we have to look at another clip, so let's watch.
Other than that, there are definitely other memories that I have. Other than that, there are definitely other memories that I have.
Okay, so let's take a look at what he said. Other than that, there are definitely other memories that I have. Other than that, there are definitely other memories that I have.
네, 앞부분에 나왔던 other than that 그거 말고는 이라는 이 부분이 좀 빨랐죠. Other than that.
Other than that,
네. other에도 the 발음 than에도 the 발음, that에도 the, th 발음이 들어가 있어서 좀 tongue twister처럼 됐어요. Other than that.
Other than that.
네. Other than that, 그거 말고는 특별히 어려운 건 없는데 there are definitely other memories that I have. 다른 기억들도 분명히 있기는 합니다. 이 부분 다시 확인해 보시죠.
Other than that, there are definitely other memories that I have. Other than that, there are definitely other memories that I have.
But they're normally triggered when I look back at old photos. But they're normally triggered when I look back at old photos.
다른 기억들이 있긴 한데 항상 저장해 놓고 다니는 것은 아니고
Right.
but they are normally triggered. 방아쇠가 트리거죠. 그래서 이제 떠오른다는 말이죠. When I look back at old photos. 오래된 사진들을 다시 보게 되면 그런 기억들이 triggered. 다시 떠오르게 된다라는 문장까지 공부를 해봤습니다.
We did.
So that concludes the story. We will review it, right?
Yep, let's take a look at it 2 more times. Let's watch.
When I try to think back to what my earliest ever memory was, I find it very difficult to pinpoint an exact memory. However, there are definitely a few very distinct memories that spring to mind. Firstly, there was a time when I burst my lip while I was playing football in primary school. I must have been about 7 years old, and my friend sat on my head basically. That was a lovely experience. There was also another time when I was first learning to ride a bike, and I was at my friend's house in his backyard, and his mother was holding onto the handlebars for me while I pedaled around the garden. Other than that, there are definitely other memories that I have, but they are normally triggered when I look back at old photos. When I try to think back to what my earliest ever memory was, I find it very difficult to pinpoint an exact memory. However, there are definitely a few very distinct memories that spring to mind. Firstly, there was a time when I burst my lip while I was playing football in primary school. I must have been about 7 years old, and my friend sat on my head basically. That was a lovely experience. There was also another time when I was first learning to ride a bike, and I was at my friend's house in his backyard, and his mother was holding onto the handlebars for me while I pedaled around the garden. Other than that, there are definitely other memories that I have, but they are normally triggered when I look back at old photos.
All right, thanks so much for that. Listening to your stories triggered some childhood memories for me as well.
Yeah, for me too.
Yeah.
자, 그럼 다른 표현들 또 배워보러 갈까요?
It's time for Street
Smart.